Welcome to Innovate Presents Entrepreneurs in Tech. Today we're delighted to have our guest, Dr. Khulood Almani, who is the UN Ambassador, Global Tech AI Leader, and the founder of HKB Tech in Saudi Arabia. Dr. Khulood, thank you for joining us today. And could you start by introducing yourself and providing some insights on your background and expertise?
Well, Bob, thank you for having me today on your show, and I'm excited to start the conversation with you. So let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Khulood Almani, and I'm an entrepreneur and a globally recognized leader. After many years, as a university professor, I decided to found HKB Tech, with the aim to, drive innovation in the fields of artificial intelligence and digital transformation. I'm actually passionate about cultivating the next generation of digital leaders in that space. On another note, I also serve as the UN Ambassador for Women Empowerment and Peace, and I was appointed as a senator of the G20 World Business Angels Investment Forum representing Saudi Arabia. I also hold board positions on World Smart Cities Economic Development Commission and the Global Science, Technology and Innovation Committee, both under the G20's leadership. And finally, in the space of entrepreneurship, I'm also a founding member and investor in Forward Angel Investment with a group of investors from Saudi Arabia and the Gulf countries. We're actually aiming to provide, financial and strategic support to digital entrepreneurs and startups worldwide.
Dr. Khulood, you wear so many hats. I don't know how you manage your day, but we're going to get into it definitely. I'm curious to find out. I'm sure our audience is too. Um, Dr. Khulood, you mentioned something about smart cities, and I know I would like to shed some light on it, please, in during our conversation. And the vision of 2030 in Saudi Arabia. That's part of the smart city conversation. I would like to know more about. But you know what? Let's go back a bit in Dr. Khulood early career. What really inspired you and sparked that, initial interest into tech and AI? If we go back to your teenage, your early school, please.
Yeah, well, that's quite, a nice question. I love to, recall. As my fascination with technology actually began as a child, I was very much interested back then in, the mechanisms behind electronic devices and the potential of software to create solutions and make an impact. And this interest actually evolved over, the years, and into a passion during my educational journey, where I became focused more and more on, computer science and deep tech, and diving also more deeply into algorithms and, deep technology until I pursued my PhD degree in that field, where I was actually at that stage able to deepen my knowledge and contribute to cutting edge research that really further fueled my passion for technology and innovation.
Wow, what an amazing way to do it. Amazing. Not many have that, but you're special. Dr. Khalud,
Thank you.
you founded a company called HKB Tech. What inspired you to start that? But before, what does HKB stands for?
Well, that's a nice question, and maybe the first time I've been asked this question. Well, HKB stands the first initial is H stands for Hisham, my husband. K is the initial of my name, Khulud, and B is Bin Dair. It's the family name, and it's well actually because Bin Dair Group is a well-established leading family company since the early 60s, and it's been
Wow.
spanning multiple industries from real estate to construction to manufacturing to even agriculture and investment. And given the aggressive uptake of technology in Saudi Arabia these days and in the past couple of years, we thought that it would be in line with the Saudi Vision 2030 that we should be establishing a technology wing under this group. And so we decided, but because I'm the founder and CEO, so my initial came on the name of HKB Tech.
I love it. Keeping it in the family. Really simple and keeping it in the family. Very clever. You know,
Thank you.
mentioning that you're saying the uptick in Saudi Arabia aggressive approach towards AI and technology, I would even say Saudi Arabia, to me, in my vision and what I've been seeing, is they're pretty much the leader, I would say, in AI and technology and their approach towards it, the time, the money, and that they're investing in it. Let's talk a bit about HKB. We got the name out of the way, which is pretty interesting. HKB has established the Saudi AI Hub, Center of Excellence, which is COE. Could you elaborate on the center and its significance in the AI landscape?
Well, indeed, Bob, it's an exciting time for us here at HKB Tech as we've recently launched the Saudi AI Center of Excellence, which is actually, we consider this as a significant milestone in our commitment to driving innovation in the field of artificial intelligence. And this is actually not just, on a local level, but also on a global level. So the center actually operates under the umbrella of HKB Tech, and it's really aimed to serve as a hub for R&D research and development for our, exclusive patented AI products and IPs. With our general vision of contributing to the global AI ecosystem. And this is actually in strategic partnerships with leading institutes and global technology companies, including Google, Amazon Web Services, and NVIDIA. And, Bob, these strategic partnerships are invaluable as they allow us to harness the expertise, infrastructure, and cutting-edge technologies of these, industry giants. So, in other words, we're actually working together as part of a global team that is targeting high-impact AI projects, actually, that have the potential to transform industries.
Mm.
And in that space, actually, we are so proud, recently we're extremely proud to be, part of NVIDIA's AI Inception program. And this program is quite significant because it supports companies like ours that are developing high impact disruptive technologies. And as you know, Bob, and we all know that NVIDIA today has been at the forefront of AI
Oh
innovation,
yeah,
and being part of this,
absolutely.
global network, being part of this global network enables us to access their powerful computational tools. And in that inception program is a tremendous opportunity for us, because in that space it's worth mentioning that OpenAI, the company that developed ChatGPT, was also part of NVIDIA's inception program,
Sure.
and we are among the few AI startups in the region that have been accepted in that inception program, given that we have potential for high impact AI products and solutions.
Oh,
And
what a
this really,
privilege.
highlights, yeah, it is actually, and it's really, it highlights the immense potential for growth and innovation that this program fosters. And we're excited, to follow the footsteps of pioneers like OpenAI to create, groundbreaking AI products that will hopefully revolutionize industries.
I'm sure it will. Dr. Khulood, you also hold a registered patent of a groundbreaking AI product designed for both sports and military sectors. I know we talked about it once before, briefly, you mentioned it to me, but I'm really intrigued and curious to find more about it. Just give us some overview of this amazing innovation.
Well, today, Bob, as I speak to you, we've been just, finishing some of, even on Fridays, we're working hard on this project. And I'm thrilled actually to share, the most recent details about our most innovative project. We're recently completing the development of the prototype of this AI-driven product and are now in the process of mass commercial production. And this is an incredibly exciting phase for us as, we are targeting some of the most top European football leagues as our initial clients, as well as Saudi
Amazing.
leagues. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's really amazing. And we're very privileged to reach that point. So let me speak more about our patented system. It
Yes.
actually represents, like a significant advancement in wearable technology and AI-driven insights. It's to explain more, it's comprised of a smart interactive e-shirt embedded with IoT devices that are aimed to measure several key metrics in real time, including pain levels and fatigue. Now, pain level and fatigue is a very difficult component to measure, and these and that's how our patent works differently. I will give a more explanation in that space. So we're trying to indicate any discomfort or injury and detect how tired or strained a player is. But how does this system actually work? This system actually uses AI and machine learning models to analyze the data in real time, allowing to detect patterns that indicate pain and fatigue. Let's say, for example, by measuring muscle force through a force meter and a pressure meter in specific areas of the body, such as the abdomen, the system can determine if a player is experiencing pain or discomfort. Now, how is this happening? Well, I was interviewed, so I had actually meetings with chief medical officers on, European football leagues who were asking this question. So actually, medically, when muscles are in pain, they tend to become tender and they exert like a level of pressure on the outer skin. So the IoT sensors that we have embedded in those shirts will pick up those signals and convert them into pain indicators. So that's how, the pain indicator work. Additionally, the system tracks other vital signs, including ECGs, heart rate, and respiration, which, provides like a more comprehensive understanding of the player's condition. And all
Amazing.
this data is collected and transmitted directly to the cloud, where it's analyzed in real time using an AI algorithm. So the results then are sent to a centralized super app for visualization. And these really provide real-time alerts to coaches and medical staff. Let's say, for example, Bob, if a player's pain or fatigue or even stress level exceeds like a certain threshold, then the system can immediately suggest, a substitution. In addition to this, the AI can create a list of recommended players for substitution based on, collective data of the entire team itself. So this not only helps, in optimizing performance, but also in preventing injuries and enhancing overall team strategy.
We both know that a lot of the soccer players, most of their injuries in the bottom of their body, whether they legs, knees, calves, or feet, or the foot. So, I know you said it's a t-shirt. Also, do you have shorts and socks for it? Like it can detect the whole body, or
No, that's why actually, because the system is comprised of the shirt. We didn't want to scatter those sensors everywhere or these IoT devices. So as I explained, it really relies on the muscular sensation and exertion of the lever of tender, because any pain in the body will be
which?
reflected in and so we're covering actually the area that that is covered by the shirt itself. And this product actually, Bob, while this product has enormous potential in the sports sector, but the system is also effective beyond sports. It can be adapted for uses in military and paramilitary use cases, in addition to healthcare sectors. Now, this is actually,
Well,
speaking about
healthcare. That's a
our
big thing.
yeah, absolutely. And so this is actually one of our exciting projects that we're working very hard on. We're actually, again, in the healthcare industry, we are also currently building an AI drug discovery product in collaboration with NVIDIA. This is a very, high impact and great potential for advanced, it's an advanced software solution designed to streamline simplify and enhance the process of discovering existing drugs. And this is one of the, key areas that research is focused on nowadays. So to give, in-depth insights on how this software works, well, it uses AI and machine learning models to analyze, large data sets of existing drugs. And these data sets, typically contain information about the drug's chemical structures and properties, and even the interactions with biological systems. So by applying, advanced algorithms, the AI system has the power to predict new applications and identifying, new patterns and correlations between different drug properties that can affect the various diseases. They don't need to be the same diseases. Let's say, for instance, take this example, Bob. Let's say a drug
Please.
that has been originally developed for, treating heart disease. This
Yeah.
same drug may even show potential based on the AI and ML correlations that have been developed. It can show potential in treating a completely unrelated condition, like certain types of cancer, for example. And the question is, how helpful is this? Well, this really helps in what we call drug repurposing. And this process can greatly speed up the availability of treatments because, these drugs have already been tested for safety in humans, in addition to reducing the cost and time, as developing new drugs from scratch is a time consuming and a very expensive process. It can take up to decades, and even R&D, research and development would take, billions of dollars in that space.
Oh
So
yeah.
this AI drug discovery product that we're working in collaboration with NVIDIA aims to leverage the power of AI to accelerate what we call drug repurposing. And this really results in reducing costs and expanding treatment options so that, pharma companies, for example, can avoid some stages of clinical trials since, the drug has already been established. The drug safety has been already been established.
Amazing. With these t-shirts that you have the patent for, you could save lives with that. Older people could wear it and monitors their heart, their movement, their blood, all of the blood level and pressure, high pressure, low pressure, and all of that. And even kids, when they're playing in sport, the exertion, like kids, sometimes, parents tend to push their kids a little bit more, but now you could actually monitor these things and say, okay, this kid needs to come
And
out.
also,
He had enough to
Bob,
play,
absolutely. Yeah, even other kids who are experiencing, mental disorders or even neurological disorders like ASDs and other sorts of, difficulties. It could be very helpful for parents and for,
Yeah,
medical
we
teams
agree.
in that space as well.
Well, definitely, this is something new, and I guess that's the future. And you hold that patent, Dr. Khalud, for
Yes, I
innovating
do.
the future and changing the future in a positive way, and that's the whole purpose of it. Amazing. With it,
Bob, it's really actually, the aim is actually, in the end of the day, we all need to leverage technology for the best of
that's
humanity,
it.
and
Well
and
said.
that's why everyone is fearing technology, and that it's for the bad of humans. And now, no, we can, we were trying to brighten the other side of technology and how we can harness it for the good
Yeah,
of mankind.
that's part of evolvement. That's why we keep evolving, and technology is a big part of our lives, for us to go forward. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Dr. Khalud, with the AI Hub Center of Excellence driving climate tech innovation, how is HKB Tech positioning itself in this transformative space?
Yeah, that's a great question, and we're very excited because the climate tech space is a very it's in recent years there has been a considerable amount of attention driven in that space for from governments and policymakers. So in that space, actually, we're currently implementing an innovative solution designed to remove carbon dioxide (CO2) from the atmosphere and to convert it into useful products. So this would actually help in mitigating the impacts of climate change. And this such innovation of bioenergy with carbon capture and storage has the potential to play a crucial role in, achieving, as I just said, global climate goals, and is today, the key focus of governments and businesses alongside, research centers around the world. And this is actually in line with the UN 2030 Sustainability Plan, which I'm actually, part of, and we're trying actually to drive, deep tech diplomacy in that space.
Very clever. Um, Dr. Khulood, as a UN ambassador for women empowerment, which is right now you one of the leading an advocate for that, peace and humanity. How do you perceive the impact of deep tech diplomacy, as you just mentioned, on global sustainability and innovation?
This is great because, as a woman leading in deep tech diplomacy, as you just mentioned, I see significant impact in fostering sustainable and ethical AI systems or ecosystems, actually. And especially in recent years, as I just mentioned, Bob, that there has been a considerable amount of attention driven towards sustainability and sustainable digital transformation and innovation. And many people are questioning, why is this happening in recent years? And, the simple answer, Bob, for such question is that, sustainable concerns are becoming of great significance for policymakers in planning their strategies and policies towards SDGs. With the ultimate goal of sustainability associated with a very important, area of satisfying the national economy's needs for natural resources without actually compromising the needs of future generations, which is actually in line with the UN 2030 sustainability plan. Now, it's very important today, Bob, to realize that we stand at the convergence the convergence of three dimensions today. The main dimensions I'm speaking about are deep tech, sustainability, and diplomacy. And this convergence really holds great potential to tackle some of the most pressing challenges facing humanity today. In what? In the quest to reshape the future of our planet. So, today we're calling for the need to harness the power of emerging technologies, including the most important one today is AI, quantum computing, biotech, and climate tech, the areas that I'm trying to work on under my company and also under the AI, Center of Excellence. And this actually involves adopting, eco-friendly practices and finding more creative and efficient solutions to address those pressing environmental challenges such as climate change, pollution, carbon emission, among others. This is the bright side of things, but we need to be aware that, such technologies on the other side, they raise multiple challenges in relation to AI ethics, data privacy, data security, and bias. So this is the dark side of technology. And this really calls for the enforcement of laws and regulations by policymakers, for AI governance to attain what we call responsible AI. And we need to reach to that point, actually. So as I just mentioned, Bob, deep tech in itself can be, used as a powerful tool for diplomacy, as the adoption of big data analytics, for example, and AI driven insights can have a very positive impact on diplomatic decision making, enabling more informed decisions and more effective communication between nations. So in the space of diplomacy, we can say that it plays a pivotal role in this convergence that I just mentioned in facilitating, collaboration and knowledge exchange among nations and businesses and organizations. But the main question is how? How can this be attained? Well, the best way to attain this, Bob, is by fostering partnerships and agreements that prioritize sustainability and leverage deep tech solutions for positive global change. Let me give you, for instance, international agreements on climate action. They really demonstrate the power of diplomatic efforts in addressing pressing environmental issues. And these agreements not only set targets for net zero carbon emission, but also encourage innovation and investment in, sustainable technologies. So, all in all, to sum up this, this area, I think that we need to just point out that it's very essential for makers, technologists, and diplomats, the three components that I just mentioned. They need to work actually together collaboratively. Why? Because we need to actually leverage the potential of innovation and technology and try to prioritize environmental challenges and foster, global cooperation for the best of the world and for a more sustainable world.
Well said, Dr. Khulood.
Thank
Um,
you.
what do you bring in with your contribution as a G20 Senator at the WBAF?
Yeah, well, as a senator at the G20 World Business Angels Investment Forum, Bob, my role involves, leveraging my expertise and experience in technology and AI to, as I just mentioned, we need to contribute to the global economic development and the entrepreneurial ecosystem in general. And this really includes pushing for policies that would facilitate easier access to capital, which is the most difficult aspect that most entrepreneurs face today. And it's a challenge actually. So we can actually, by pushing, for such policies, we can empower larger ranges of entrepreneurs to innovate and scale their solutions globally. In addition to this, and in the space of the WBAF, I actively work to foster collaboration between investors, startups, and governments. And such partnerships are, crucial for technology transfer and for enhancing the global entrepreneurial and innovation ecosystem.
Dr. Khulood, what is the biggest challenge a female entrepreneur face today, not just in Saudi Arabia, in the whole world? And how do we empower them?
Well, this is a great question, and it's a pressing challenge today. Because today, Bob, female entrepreneurs, specifically speaking about, the female entrepreneurs, they really face several challenges. But let me, consider the main challenges that they face. It's basically the limited access to capital, as well as fewer networking and mentoring opportunities. Many people will question, why are they facing the limited access to capital? Well, I'm going to be very transparent here, Bob, and say that most investors are more likely to invest in male-led ventures rather than female-led ventures. So, it's really essential, to reshape the tech industry to be more inclusive, diverse, and more equitable, and to empower women through, initiatives that could, focus on improving, the funding access, which is the main problem they face, and also, building a supportive network and mentoring program, which is part of my focus, as a female entrepreneur in that space. And this really requires actually, Bob, not only in our region, globally and in our region, this requires, cultural shifts for creating, a more equitable environment where women can, thrive as business leaders, specifically speaking, in the tech industry.
Amazing. What do you see as the biggest technology trends for 2025 that everyone should be prepared for now?
Yeah, Bob, today we're rapidly approaching 2025, and there are many out there. But from my personal perspective, I see that there are three big trends set to drive significant change in the way we live, we work, we interact, and how we understand, the world around us. The first one and the main one, actually, that we will see, uh, a huge development in that space is the convergence of machine and human intelligence. Bob, today we're set to see AI playing even a more transformative role than ever before, with tools enhancing human capabilities in day-to-day tasks. and developments like generative videos or autonomous AI agents that will make even AI more integrated in our daily lives. So that's the first one. The second one I see as a revolution coming. It has been there, but I think 2025 will be even an important year for it. It's the biotech revolution, which we just spoke about a few minutes ago. The advances in biotechnology, I think that they will drive progress in health and agriculture and even sustainability. Let's take, for example, innovations like lab-grown meat, where I know that it's not, appealing to many people, but this, among others, could lead to, sustainable food production and new revolutions in that space. Now, third and most important technology that I foresee to be, being one of the top ones in 2025 and beyond is quantum computing. Now, quantum computing will emerge in mainstream applications, impacting, fields like drug discovery that we just mentioned, and even climate modeling and AI. So those are actually, Bob, the three, top technologies that I can see becoming the most pressing, topics for research and for, businesses in the coming year and beyond. And they are actually set to reshape our world in a profound way. And by integrating advanced technology into our daily lives, this would aim to address global challenges and even enhance, human potential.
Let's talk about the Vision 2030 in Saudi Arabia. I mean, Saudi Arabia intends how should I say, the impressive support that Saudi Arabia is putting into technology and AI and advancement and advocacy, women in tech and leadership is beyond. The transformation is amazing. Obviously, the whole world is watching because they literally becoming the leader of that. And please give us your view on the 2030 vision. Or Vision
Well, it's
2030.
very
Did I
impressive to see,
switch it?
yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. There is we're very impressed and proud about, the categories or the Vision 2030 that is, taking into consideration technology on top priority. The government is aiming for Saudi Arabia to be not only a technology hub, but also an AI hub. And we can see today, most technology headquarters have been moving to the capital Riyadh, which is very impressive. This actually, and we can see also mega projects, being launched, and they're working hard day and night to move the progress of such, mega projects, which are actually, aimed with the top cutting edge technologies in the world.
Interesting. Dr. Khulood, looking back at your journey, what advice you would have for or to offer to building entrepreneurs aspiring to venture into the deep tech industry?
Well, actually, my advice, Bob, actually to such entrepreneurs is, simple and forward. I think that they need to be, they need to stay informed and try to be more innovative. Today the entrepreneurial world is it's full of opportunities, but there are many challenges out there. So they need to be more informed, and they need to collaborate with experts in the field. They can't work on their own. Again, I urge them to be creative and think out of the box to develop sustainable solutions that address the most pressing environmental problems. And, finally, the most important thing that I would give them and give myself and everyone is that you need to always embrace challenges as learning opportunities and try to be resilient. You need to have this strength, inner strength. And most importantly, they need to stay committed to their vision of making a positive impact on the environment through, adopting the most cutting edge technology innovations.
Dr. Khulood, what are your goals for you and for your ventures? And you have quite a few of them for the coming years. Well, let's just say at least for 24 and 25. We're coming towards the end of 24.
This is an exciting question and an inspiring one as well, Bob. Well, my main goal is to continue through HKB Tech, in advancing the impact of AI and digital transformation and, driving innovation that, would, as I just mentioned, would address both global and local challenges. In addition to this, I aim to expand our reach by developing more and more cutting edge solutions that would be, helpful to the humanity in the bright side. As we just mentioned, we're just trying to leverage the bright side of technology all the way for the good of humanity.
I want to say goodbye, but there's one question on my mind. And I would like to ask you, how do you manage? You're a wife, a mom, an entrepreneur, a leader, a UN ambassador, a G20 senator, and forget it. I mean, if I want to list the whole list of accolades and achievement, that would take me another show, another hour at least. So please, how do you manage all of this? Because you are such a great icon and example for a lot of women that really wants to thrive, wants to be in your shoes, wants to carve their path into this and say, hey, look at her. Dr. Khulood, she managed with the education, with being an entrepreneur, with being a mom, an inspiring figure to a lot of other young entrepreneurs, especially women around the world.
Oh, Bob, it's so kind of you to say this, and you really, your words mean a lot to me. And, I think that the most important, asset that you need to have always is to stay committed to your vision. I'm always committed. I never give up. And whatever challenges I face, I never, I'm a strong woman in terms of, my dedication to my goals. And I'm always trying to make a positive impact, not only on myself, but also on the people who surround me, including my family and my friends, and even my fellows and my friends in the technology space. So this is actually, and we really need to learn from each other and push each other and push the boundaries of technology to reach to the top advancement that we can reach to. There is no doubt that there has been many challenges throughout the years. As you said, I have so many things on my plate, but
Yes.
it's always important to compromise and prioritize. So that's actually my vision and the way I deal with all of the responsibilities I have. Every person today has roles, different roles,
Yes.
as a single figure, and it's just to divide your day among those roles.
Well, I have to say, I want to thank you for joining us today on Innovate Presents Entrepreneurs in Tech. I've been waiting for this interview for a long time. I was excited, happy that finally we're able to have Dr. Khulood on the show. I had a lot of great people so far this year on Entrepreneurs in Tech, but definitely you were the most anticipated one to have. And finally, we made it. And I'm sure everybody going to benefit so much from this great interview. Dr. Khulood, thank you again for coming in on Entrepreneurs in Tech. And be sure to follow us on social media. And till next time, please keep innovating. As Dr. Khulood always said, innovation is very important and push the boundaries in technology. There's no limit. The sky's the limit. Absolutely. And stay curious and always think outside the box. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure to be with you. I had a great time, during this discussion, and I look forward to collaborate with you soon.
Absolutely. I'm sure we will. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to share Innovate Presents Entrepreneurs in Tech podcast. And if you're joining us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.